I am good and I'm good. This is our first hackathon where we are doing something actually related to, like marketing the product. So, I
Yeah,
am here, my team, the misters, to ask you some tips on how can we market our product as we have never done like this kind of thing before.
sounds good. Tell me what you're doing.
We are building a app in mental health niche. So how this app is different from others is that instead of general apps where you are opening your journal to write something and you see a blank page, this in this specific app the AI will help the user, like AI will prompt them to answer the questions in the journal instead of just sitting and looking at the free page. And then after a week, it turns those answers into a report, a review. And the review, the user can use the review to reflect on themselves or see through, recognize the patterns or see through as a third person perspective, looking at their own life.
Interesting. And how are you thinking about marketing it so far?
For now, we have been there are two more people in my team. We have been marketing the product on our LinkedIn profiles. We are uploading content about it to bring more awareness. We have tagged it as the next state of mental health wellness.
And
Until now,
what
our
channels are
progress.
you thinking? Do you want to do anything on social media, TikTok? Because you could do a lot of storytelling on TikTok, maybe sharing a story of a person who has it hard to wake up in the morning and start his day, and then he's using your journal, or like example cases of people using your product, basically.
Okay, so would you recommend us to start instead of promoting it on our personal profiles, starting extra, like a page that is fully dedicated to the app?
I would not just share it on your profile, no, because your reach is limited. You should try social media and other platforms. And also, who do you think your customers are? Do you think they're hanging out on LinkedIn, or what is your audience? Are it younger people? Is it business people? Who's going to use your product? That's the first question. And then you have to think platforms that your customer base is using and how to reach them there.
Okay, that's all I needed to ask. Thanks a lot for your help. I think we can move forward with the advice. I would really try to put it into execution.
Okay, sounds good. Good luck.
Thanks for your time.
Sure, you're welcome.
Hi. Hi, Pauline.
Hello.
Can you
Nice to
hear me?
meet you. Yes.
Nice to meet you. Um, I'm Cumin. I can explain my product and story, maybe, and the
Yeah,
problem.
sure.
Okay, is that how it goes? Right. So I am building Musling. It is a culture discovery platform connecting people to go to local art and music events around them.
Mm-hmm.
And the way it works is that there are events on the map, and then people can mark interested in going, or if they already have tickets that they're going. And then the group chat opens if it's minimum 3 people who are interested in going, and users have to pay to get access to that group chat. But there are also log functions. You can put the history of concerts that you've gone to, and the goal is just to help people realize that there are lots of art and beauty around them.
I love the
And
idea.
thank you.
I love the idea, especially in cold, gray Berlin winter. everybody is trying to escape their homes.
Yeah,
And
I know.
even me, that I know a lot of places, sometimes I'm just not creative enough to find something that I want to do without help. So
Yes.
I think that's a nice option. And
Yeah.
also chatting with a group before going somewhere. I think first weird to talk to strangers, but if you have like something in common you can actually talk about and discuss, it's for sure easier to talk to strangers.
Mhm.
So that could be helpful. What are your strategies in advertising your
Um,
product so far?
yes, so I'm based in Oxford, UK, and I had a pitching event and I had a very small initial grant of £800, and they recommended me to just go out and organize the events that I want to see the users having. So I basically organized 4 in-person events and getting the words out and meeting people who might be interested in the product. So it's been all in person. And I think now the step that I am a bit more unclear about is the online presence and how to get the story out to the people in the online world who might be interested in this. And yes, I wanted to ask your experience or advice on that part.
I think starting a product like yours is sometimes it's the hardest
Hmm.
because it's like the chicken and egg problem all the time.
Yeah.
You need to have events on there, you have to have users on there, and if you have the users on there but no events, they leave. If you have events but no users, nobody's putting their events. So
Yeah.
like you have to fix multiple problems at the same time, basically. Um, so my recommendations for a product like yours is either you start with a niche, so you
Hmm.
really narrow it down to one specific type of event, or a geographical niche, so that you just start in one city, because it's easier to start smaller and not trying to do everything, cover every event, music, art, everything at the same time. That makes it way harder to start off with. And also with a niche, people get your product easier. If you say like events in Berlin, everybody's like, oh, okay, it's events in Berlin. Or if you say art exhibitions, where are they happening? And they're like, okay, it's about art exhibitions. But if you try to sell everything at the same time, users are confused what you're actually trying to sell also.
Yes. My first niche was jazz and classical music. I think Berlin was also one of the cities I was thinking it might go well because there are lots of young people discounts that people don't know about. And it is usually at local venues that are sometimes very historic and iconic that might not be quite easy to enter in user cases. But it's, I think I thank you for the comment too. It's better to go small because I feel like the idea is really good and I want to start in multiple cities at the same time. But yes, I will just do what I am doing. And I have a goal to maybe try organizing 100 events in Oxford and London and
Yeah.
just spread word of mouth from there.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's a good idea. That's a geographical niche, kind of
Hmm.
narrowing it down to like 2 places. I think that would help a lot
Hmm.
for the start. Also, with that, you could go on channels like Reddit and look for communities that
Yeah.
are based around that niche or that cities to reach people better. Also, if you start using meta ads at one point, you can narrow it down to people who are also interested in horses. Then whatever the events are that you are choosing to advertise at that point, but then you can like really narrow down also meta ads. Just show them in London or whatever. It makes it
Mhm.
easier for a start for sure.
Yes. Um, would you recommend then, but there should be at least some kind of digital presence, right? Or would you just recommend maybe if I have to choose, focus on the in-person niche specific locations?
In person works, but there has to be something digital, because once you leave and stop advertising your product,
Mm,
then they're left with nothing. So there has to be something digital.
okay.
Maybe also you can do some like use cases videos on TikTok or like
Mhm.
some like small videos from events on TikTok or Instagram.
Okay.
Just that you have some kind of online presence.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
online present apart from your app.
Yes. I have a website that I developed that might go out this week as well. And do you think TikTok is a must? Because I have Instagram open, but haven't really used TikTok. But
I think if you're choosing to do one of them, you can also do both at the same time and use the same
okay.
content and just recycle it.
All right. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Pauline. A bit more
No
clarity.
problem. Good luck. Good luck.
Thank you.
Hi, Pauline. How are you? Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Pauline. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I am also good. So basically, what we are working on is basically its name is Feed Brain. So what happens is the internet has billions of pieces of information, but there is one problem. It has no memory of what matters to you. So what we are trying to build is that a app or extension which creates a memory layer, and whatever the information we have consumed, it create connections around it. So basically, like in a day, suppose you consume few YouTube videos or reels or any article or GitHub repository or anything like this, any content you consume, so that connects a layer around it, and months later when you want to check in that okay, on this topic when I searched something or did something, so it does not give all the information. It gives what is important to us. Like suppose I studied about backend or any technology related to that, so there would be a cluster of backend, and in all the topics related to that will be in backend cluster. So this was our idea, and currently we are in our building phase. We are trying to connect the dots, and what we were trying to resolve was that how should we engage users, and how should we try to explain the idea that retention is a real problem, right? Everyone have so much to consume, but the retention is comparatively very less. So we were trying to resolve this issue, and what currently we are thinking is that how should we proceed with explaining and marketing our product so that we can engage with most of the users and can explain them that this is important.
Okay,
So
so what is the question? How to make retention better or
no, like we are working on the retention idea. Our app is based on the retention. So I was trying to ask that how should we explain users that okay, this is the info, and how can we connect with the users so that we ask that.
Hi, Mishika.
Hi.
All right, so in this hackathon, we have come up with an idea of a gaming assets marketplace. While similar platforms exist, they have a trust gap that is being built, and the market has shifted to niche communities. For example, Telegram groups or Discord servers. We want to mainstream that again. The main problem with account trading or game asset trading today is account recovery post sell and intercurrency trading, which creates a trust gap. So buyers are looking out for sellers who are trusted, who are known. This creates many gaps. For example, a seller is not exposed to a wide audience when he is out to sell his or her game assets. At the same time, the buyer may not be able to find the product he or she exactly is looking for. We are aiming to solve that problem.
Uh, how are you aiming to solve this problem exactly?
Yep. So the first is stalling account recovery post sale. The first mechanism we are creating is a trust score or something something along the lines of a trust score or a CIBIL score of a seller that buyers can review him or her post sell. If he recovers, then that credit score goes down. Secondly, we are using game specific architecture for each game. What I mean is, we are studying each game separately and we are trying to figure out how to navigate account recovery options for each game. So we are giving our users a customized delivery, and we are not treating every game the same. For example, we have currently done this for Valorant and League of Legends. So for now, Valorant requires an OGE or the first mail with which the Riot account was formed. As of now, when the sale happens, the seller is only selling the current email, but we are mandating the seller to also sell the OGE with the account for Valorant. So the seller is not able to recover the account after the purchase is done. After the purchase is done, we will apply similar mechanisms for each game, and ultimately it will come down to the implementation, the architecture, how we can scale it using game specific architectures. Secondly, it will come down to expertise, which involves great guys such as you communicating our product to the relevant audience.
And this product that you have built, like what is the product exactly? Is it like an app? Is it something else?
It is a marketplace and it operates on the web for now.
Okay.
It is a
And what questions do you have?
For now we are looking to ways to find our first user, and along the lines of scalability, there are different magnitudes of scalability. How do
Hmm.
you scale the first time? How do I go from 10 users which I have collected through my personal contacts to say 100 or 500 users, which is beyond my personal reach and involves a serious or competent marketing expertise?
See, when it comes to first, your first question was about the user, right? Like, where do you find the user? Related to that, I think since you're talking about games like Valorant, you will have to go like into streams or I don't know the exact area where everybody connects, but I'm sure, like for example, at one point everyone's connecting on Discord to play. Right, you need to go to such platforms to start building a conversation to show yourself first. And when it comes to like how do you go from 10 to 100, for that, you need customer retention for sure. In the sense where whoever is using your product is not somebody who just uses it and then never uses it again. You need to create something where they keep coming back to you. Your need should be created, because if your needs not there, nobody is going to come back to your site or the marketplace that you have made. When you have to do the scaling part, first you need to make sure that who you are solving for, um, your problem statement matches their pain point. That should be the most essential part. After that you have done that, and after you have had conversations with a few people, and after you've done the networking in 10 people, it's a slow process, I'm not gonna lie to you. But if you're in the right place, if your problem statement is right, if you're matching with the right audience, then you will be able to go to that 100 point. And again, uh, to get audience on your platform, um, take any platform to talk about what you're creating. It can't be just like a gaming platform. For example, how I said Discord, you can make posters, do branding, do physical branding, do online branding, um, create some buzz on social media about it, make people curious about what you are creating, so that even if it let's say it's not something that I'm going to use, but because I'm so interested, oh my god, this guy is making something, I'm going to actually try it out. That still gives you a buzz. That still gives you the algorithm is always going to catch when someone's interacting with something new. The algorithm always knows about it, right? So whenever any interaction is coming to your place, it's not bad. And first you need to also realize who your audience is, because going from 10 to 100, it's very easy to say, but who are these 10 people also? What is their gender? What is their age? Where do they live? Like, are they from India? Are they from Bangalore? Are they from Delhi? What area? Because that also, geography also matters here, right? And that's how you eventually scale it also, because then you know what is the audience you're targeting. Otherwise, you can't target somebody who's a 60-year-old boy, right? 60-year-old man. They are not playing Valorant. They are not somebody who's your user. There is no point in doing any marketing, in having any conversations with that type of TG. So first you need to understand where is your traction going in the first place, and then you understand, you do a basic analysis of, okay, this is the right audience or this is not the right audience. You take some feedback, you understand more, and then you do different types of brandings. You can always do workshops also. You can, how they do, like I think Valorant party or something they call, like where they call everybody, and everyone plays game. It's a room or something, like watch
I get you.
party or something. I'm sorry, I'm not very familiar with the games, but
We can always target game specific events, but
yeah, game specific events you can go for. You can create your own events also. There is no problem in only five people showing up. At least five people showed up. Do you think your what you are making has that much value that five people are gonna give 15 minutes to you? If even if that's happening, that's a good start. So just when, like, start somewhere, like start having conversations about it, start putting it on platforms. AI now makes everything so fast, so quick. Use it to create videos that shows, like, that puts your brand in the space where you show the pain point that somebody actually goes through. So that way it reaches the right audience, it reaches the buyer and the seller who actually are going to use your thing.
Mishika, I even we as a team really value your advice about knowing our target audience. I think we have, if not pinpointed, then have an estimate of what our target audience look like. But for now, we can't run ads. I mean, you are saying,
Don't run ads. Nobody's asking you to run ads.
then how do we reach out to them?
What is our audience?
Our audience is 16 to 25-year-old gamers.
Okay. Also, it says time's up, by the way. But you said 16 to 25. A lot of them go on YouTube streams. A lot of them do YouTube. You can put videos on YouTube. You can make a channel on YouTube about your thing. You can just make a video, introductory video of introducing the whole thing. I mean, that reaches the audience, right? You can make Instagram. You can make reels on Instagram. You can post about it. You can tag yourself, etc., etc. And that's gonna create the buzz around that age group particularly. But you need to go to the platforms they go to.
I
They are
get you.
not going to come to you.
Is customer retention only a problem we have to solve through implementation, engineering, and customer service, or is marketing involved as well?
I think firstly it's I think the second, like, something to look at later, but it would come under, like, it wouldn't come under marketing when it comes to, eventually it would if you're adding something new, if you feel like what you have created is not something that is going to be used again and again, or if you think it has a stop to it, then if you're adding a new product or some new MVP in your whole thing, then yeah, marketing would play a role.
I think we are now in a much clearer position than we were before. So I really thank you for your advice,
I'm
and
glad.
I love to connect further.
Thank you.
Hello, ma'am.
Hi, Vijayshri.
So we're building Pixel Mate AI. It's basically a Chrome extension where you have a personalized productivity space and an AI companion. So you will have a chibi character which you can create by yourself or you can choose from a marketplace. So it's also integrated with AI, so it can actually talk to you and you can also personalize his personality. So you can imagine your favorite fictional character is going to be there in your browser. It's going to be aware of all the context that is going on in the browser as well. So if you're scrolling through any YouTube shorts, it's going to ask you when are you going to work on your next task that you have told
Hmm.
me. So that is the thing that we are building. And the main thing that our target users are basically Gen Z. Like it's too broad actually. So, what would you recommend us to, like, how do we narrow down to the people, like the audience?
So can you tell me a little bit more about the product? Like, for example, what is the problem it's solving? Or if it's not solving the problem, where are you exactly trying to tap into in the market?
So, the current problem that we are trying to solve is people are very distracted. Like, in mobiles we do have applications which restrict you to not see any Instagram reels or YouTube shorts, but
Yeah,
I didn't see any alternative for in a browser, that too in a laptop or any PC. So that's why we want to build this application, and it's going to have all the widgets like be it Pomodoro timer or be it a calendar so that they can get all the reminders. So the character is going to remind them also in notifications like as a chat, and it's
got
also
it.
integrated with AI.
And how are you building this exactly?
So we're making it as a Chrome extension where a new tab is going to open, which is going to have all the widgets. So they can customize whether they want the calendar reminders and all the tasks, they can keep it there so that the AI is going to get the context, and we can also customize the character's personality according to how we want it so that they can talk in the way that we want the fictional characters to be.
Got it. I think here, so you started with your question being like, who do you target, right? And you said like your audience is Gen Z mostly,
Yes, ma'am.
but in that also you want to understand like which Gen Z, I'm guessing.
Exactly.
Um, I think here you need to do a bit of research because I'm also not sure, but some certain things that are popping out of my head. um, you can first understand who's there, who's scrolling a lot in the Gen Z population, right? Because they would need something, because clearly their time management is not okay, right? They are doing this growth. And what you are building is like a to-do list, is a time management thing that is constantly reminding you, your boss, go and work. When like that is the idea of the whole thing that you're creating, right? So
Yes, ma'am.
clearly this is not going to be helpful, or not helpful. It will be helpful, but this is not something that somebody who has like 1,000 sticky notes, and they have like a 10-minute thing on their Safari, like 10 minutes with Safari will close, and the time management, they like that kind of Gen Z is not going to probably use the app that often, like the extension of the browser. But the people who scroll a lot, who are there on their phones a lot, so you can start with cities. You can look at cities. Why I'm saying cities? Because, like, for example, a very basic example, in Delhi people use metro a lot, like extremely, right? But and in Bombay also local train is there. Bangalore has public transport, but like, if you look at these two cities, the public transport is strong, and it's consistent. And there is always, like, people are always on their apps, they're always scrolling. So you can find out what are the type of Gen Zs who live in these cities, who are commuting to work. And whenever anybody who is commuting to work, if it's a 1 hour travel, and all the cities nowadays, it's a 1 hour to 2 hour travel for work. So people are usually scrolling on their phones, when they can do errands, when they can maybe make a task list of what they should do at home or something else. So maybe you can look into that. That could help you in some ways, because maybe the traveling population needs that attention of the Gen Z who have, and that puts you into a segment where this traveling population that I'm talking about clearly has a salary. They are clearly in the mid section, or they are in the upper section where they have a good salary. Where, if let's say, we are talking about somebody who is traveling through car every day, who's a Gen Z, clearly they're like in a good section, right? So you can try understanding what are these sections who use, like, how much phone scrolling does happen here, like how much is a person on their browser, what is the audience amount in that sense.
Yes, ma'am. So since we are building the MVP, like how would you recommend that we build the initial community? Like how do we do the branding of the application?
See, I have personally suggested everybody social media, every platform go for it, because this is also a extension that you are creating. I'm sure there will be a few websites where you can promote this, where you can ask websites to like use this extension instead of, like, for example, Chrome is an extension, right? So if they can use it, you can promote it through that, where through different, like, if I open something and like certain like randomly this pops up, it will be something interesting. I'm sure research on, like, where do people launch such things, how are they launched, and before launching also you can always, like, um, launch it in, like, do not ads but like collabs with somebody, with some website that something around that. That always helps. And when it comes to, like, how do you do the branding, create a video about talking about the problem. Be like, just shoot a video of like scrolling on YouTube, extremely, just literally doing that, and then your thing popping up, because that tells me in 2 seconds that, okay, this is the problem this girl's solving. And that can be helpful. And this, like, whenever you are doing marketing, never stick to, according to me at least in the start, don't stick to a platform. Do it on every platform, even if it's the same thing that you're repeating everywhere. It's fine. Everywhere the audience is going to be different. Even if it's the same audience, there is some audience. At least 5 people outside your house know about what you're building. At least they have the knowledge of something's buzzing. And if you keep posting, if you keep having conversations about it on LinkedIn, especially on LinkedIn for this what you're building, and you keep tagging You can definitely tag different extensions. You can definitely, when you search for events, you can tag those people. You can be like, I'm making this, we are creating this, me and my team, and we would love to get your input. Or you can just like put it out there and be like, if somebody wants to use it, please use it. A week later or 3 days later, you can just put a form ki, hey, whoever used it, we would be really like thankful if you could give a feedback. You already got so much traction, right? You already got so much attention from so many people. Even if it's 10, it's a big deal, because right now, you are a group of people who are making it, and only a few people who are around you know about it. So, like, spread it in any form, in any matter, no matter what, and eventually you will know if you what you did was solving something, it was not solving something. But for the marketing part of it, go crazy. Quite literally, just go crazy.
Sure, man. That really helps us a lot. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. I hope I get to see it on my browser too. It will be fun.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And what is the name?
Yes, ma'am. The name is actually Pixelmate AI.
Pixel Make AI. Okay. Yeah.
Hi, ma'am. This is me, Anusha from Team Binary Brains, and the name of our app is Ingredients. So what Ingredients does is it scans the labeling of food packaging or medicines and tells us whether the food is good for us or not. It compares the data that we find in the scan to our own personal profile, that what complications we have or what health goals we have. It compares it to that data and gives the a rating to the food according to what might be safe for us or not. And it also points out whether a medicine is fake or not by checking the barcode. So the main question we have about promotion and marketing is that most people, they don't want to be restricted by diet plans or food rules regarding food. So how do we market it to those people and tell them that this app is a good choice?
So, have you already had conversations, because you are clearly creating it for a certain user? So, you have had conversations with these users?
We've had conversations with users who have who we know personally. So
Hmm.
they think that they might be for the face value of it, they say that okay, we are very interested in maintaining a diet plan, but they are not saying it to our face that they might or might not be interested in it.
And in your thing, like, does it create a proper diet plan also, or does it just tell you like this food product is good for you? Like, it will have all your information, I'm assuming.
It is mainly for pointing out whether a particular food product is good or not.
Okay. I think since you're looking at, I'm not sure, but since you're looking at something like, if the product is good or not, wouldn't be good for it to go into an audience where people who are already or like into fitness, or like they really think about what they are eating, like they think 5 times before like actually having a bite of cake. Don't you think that there they might be more receptive, and uh, like your app, or like I'm guessing you're building an app only,
Yes,
your
it's a
app
web
will be,
browser.
yeah, so it will be more useful to them, because it already comes under their section of, where they are trying to make this easier for themselves. And there are very few apps who tells you, like, usually if you know about these people, they calculate the calories, they weigh.
Yes.
And this can also, not only like, you don't need to stick to this fitness audience, but you can also go to the age of 30, 40, because now the older generations are also trying to become more healthy. They, after COVID, the reality has hit with everybody that, oh, you need to be really healthy to survive something like a pandemic.
Right.
And it's not just about, the viruses, it's also about the adaptability of what you're eating, like how much you're exercising every day. So everybody has started. If you see around you also, I believe, you'll see like 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds, they are more into fitness than the younger generation, than the people who are in 12th grade right now. So
Yeah.
they can also be a good audience for you, because they don't have time, they are a working class. And here you can also segregate it into um, maybe middle class instead of upper class, because I'm assuming upper class will already have a system of things in place. But like maybe middle class, where we struggle with understanding which food, what food, like the prices also matter. And if you provide alternates also, like for example on an app ki, instead of this you eat this, it's cheaper, or it's a healthier version, which I'm sure you would be doing, something like that for them, that could also be helpful. Like you don't need to, I don't know your audience particularly, honestly, but age wise, I'm saying that like maybe you can look at people who are above the age of 30. It could be a app
Okay.
that they value, because they will see value in this. uh, the and If you look at the other apps also, if you can, like, research on who is the most target audience of such apps, because there are many apps for dietary things. Whenever you sign up with a dietitian, they give you an app to download. There will be whole diet charts and etc etc. So who are these people who download these apps? Like, who are the ones who are interested in these apps, and not somebody who's just like, saying it for the face value, how you said, told me.
All right, understood. So we are looking for those kind of people. And also another question that I had, that for the promotional videos or like marketing content, what's one thing that we can use to capture the audience's attention in like the first 3 or 5 seconds?
I think if he can visibly show the difference of what your product is giving. And by that I mean, like, in the 5 or 10 seconds, how easy it is for us to eat a dairy
Yes.
milk. Like, go to the shop and just like take that 10 rupee thing. Maybe you can create a hook around that. And then, like, a friend introducing ki, "Ek second, let me tell you what this is actually." And there needs to be no conversation. It can be just text, it can be very fast, you can create it through AI. And do it of a basic product. Don't go for anything fancy. Go with something that everyone relates. Go with Amul. Everyone will go crazy ki, oh my god, butter is not healthy. I am not sure about the stats there, but I'm just giving you an example, like with what your audience could relate. Go with such things, and go with things that they generally eat regularly. Like, when you're making this video, for example, bread could be a very good example for this, I believe. If you take an example of bread, you can be like white bread. It will give you the right audience, uh, who is already trying, and they'll be surprised. And it also doesn't restrict you to an audience. It's many ages, like a 20-year-old also eats, 30-year-old also, 40-year-olds with dairy milk chips. It's obviously dietary restriction also, and eventually people stop eating also such things, right?
Yes.
So when you take such products, it gives you a broader audience to navigate with. And don't just do one video. Try 3 4 hooks. Try 3 4 different types of videos. That will really help you. And before, like, you create the video, maybe create a video if you have time, but like in between, do search for what is the user, what is the particular segment that I'm trying to target at, because you are really trying to solve a problem, but you don't know exactly who you are solving the problem for, who really needs it. Because is like, so answering that question, who really needs it, who's not going to be frustrated by downloading an app, by because you're asking somebody to download another app on their phone, right? So
Yes.
maybe figuring that part out would be essential. But yeah, once you do that, like irrespective marketing and that can go on and on. But yeah, that would be my suggestion.
Okay. So, like, which platform is the best to find our particular audience? Like, for example, according to our product, it is mainly pertaining to the young adults and the middle-aged people. So, which one would be better? Would it be YouTube, or would it be LinkedIn or Instagram? Which one?
I think for videos particularly, I don't think LinkedIn would be very helpful for you, honestly,
Okay.
because you are here not trying to get funding. You are here trying to actually gather an audience who's interested in food, who's doing all of that, and that's the audience that's on Instagram and YouTube more, right?
Yes.
That's not on LinkedIn. LinkedIn also definitely posts. I'm not saying don't post on, definitely post on LinkedIn, but know what you want to post on LinkedIn. This is now more about your brand. This is more about like your process, your story, how you can make it better. And these other two platforms are for your audience to understand what you're trying to do for them. How are you helping them? Right. And do like Reddit also, like just like
Yes, yes,
post,
obviously.
keep posting, Twitter, keep posting, like everywhere, like just keep posting.
Okay, ma'am. Sure. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your advice. It was really helpful.
Thank you, Anusha. Have a good day.
Thank you, ma'am.
Hello, ma'am.
Hi,
We are
Murli.
building this. Hi, ma'am. We are building an AI-powered chatbot or companion called as Swan. So it is basically in the mental health sector. And we have seen that all or maximum of mental health apps, they instead of reducing the chaos, they give more streak or the daily journaling and many other features, like too many tools that can like overload the individual. This is what we have seen, and we thought that we will build an app that first reduces the overload in the individual. Like we think that all the like all our whenever we are overloaded or stressed or overwhelmed emotionally, that time our body just stops listening, or our body needs no more suggestion or advice, but it needs some space to slow down, or the body needs to come from the sympathetic mode to the parasympathetic mode. So the app is designed with various tools that are scientifically based. Like each of the tools are built like that, and it is basically a journey taking place, and it starts with the anonymous name and few tools in the first screen that will help reduce the bodily tension when the person is stressed out. And then in the next section there is a chatbot which uncovers the underlying needs, maybe of what the issue might be, and it is a companion kind of. It just talks and gives small micro actions, suggest that you can do this with me, and it is a bit warm, kind of therapeutic. It doesn't use any such clinical words though, but it tries to understand the person where they are. And once the person does some micro action, that one step we are trying to provide them with the reinforcement that that little step was also important. So we are giving an animation story in the next page. It is a flower blooming. So we have also taken inspiration from one particular flower, that is Brahma Kamal. So that actually in a year it just blooms very less, and it starts blooming in the night, and only in the daytime it blooms completely, opens up. So that is the story, and we want to just deliver the message that even in the night, or night is associated with emotional turbulence, and the daytime is about resilience or confidence. So the bloom only starts during the hard time. So that is the message. And in the last screen, there is a sanctuary valley kind of. So whenever you do one tiny action, one micro skill, a flower is added to that valley. So anytime you can tap on that and you can see the session thing, the intensity you came in with, that is also being tracked when you entered the chat. Uh, after the screen too, after your body settles down, we help them label the emotions, whatever that is, and then the intensity slider before the chat. And once the animation is over, they can again log in the intensity they are feeling right now. So that detail is stored, and the steps they took and the flower. That's all. So this is an web app as of now. I have few questions, like in four sections. Number one is, so for the hackathon part, 50 users is required. We have added the Google Analytics tool, so we can track that. But we are not sure if we need 50 users from Product Hunt itself, because the launch date is scheduled on 29th. So do we need to bring in users over there, or even if we show 50 users in the analytics part, it is enough? This is one question I have.
I'm really sorry. I don't think I'll be able to help you with that. I think you'll have to connect with somebody from the team for this question.
Okay, this is okay. The second thing is about the marketing. How to market this product? Like we have this app with so many features. There, like all the features are science based. So, but the normal users wouldn't get the scientific base of all those things. But how do we communicate that this is our product till hackathon and after hackathon also? Because for hackathon period, we are asked to also says for the leaderboard in the product hunt. So we are a bit confused about how to approach the product hunt thing also. Things, because it is just 3 days, and in product hunt we need to have an active community, and it's just a very short time right now, and we are a team of two, so not too many people in that part, and the building phase just got over. So how to approach it till hackathon and after hackathon?
I think till hackathon, since you want to like create a buzz, friends, family, like all of that, because it's just 3 4 more days. But also you can, if I'm sure you would have spoken to a psychologist also for your app. Have you? No, I think.
I haven't, but I am a psychology graduate, so I have certain ideas. So whatever I had, I have put in, but all my features are there. So I would definitely like the live app, whatever we have made, we will just forward to them. And yeah, I have a counselor who I know personally, so I can just ask her for her input about the, or I can just pitch her that this is the science behind this. Is it helpful even? Like I have done pretty much research in the chatbots, but not as in real psychologist while building it.
Yeah. So, I honestly don't know where you are at, like with the stage of building it, right? What
It
I
is over.
it is over only. So, but like I would
Yes.
suggest, like you don't always need feedback. You can opt for feedback if you have time. Go for it, change it. But counselors are the best way to also gather people who will use your app. No, you're not never gonna download an app for anxiety relief. I'm gonna play music that's deep sleep that helps me with anxiety or something around that. I'm not going to download an app. Let's be honest, right? But if a mental health professional is asking me that, hey, if you do this, this will make you feel better, because what you're doing is a process, right? In the whole thing, when you build a
Yes.
valley, you feel better, and it has certain activities that are scientifically proven. So when it's backed by a counselor, there are higher chances of somebody downloading it rather than just my friend telling me, ki, Mishika, download this app because it will help reduce your stress. I'm like, shut up. But if a therapist or a mental health professional tells me that, I'll be more receptive to that conversation. I'll feel like, okay, there's some backing to it. I'll feel like um, it's true. Whatever they are saying, it's true. It will help. Uh, Already, a bias is changed in the first conversation itself. How your app is introduced only, because once you're introducing it to me through the other lens, or through doing Instagram promotionals, or through friends and family members, it's all the people who in my knowledge don't know anything about mental health but are suggesting to me something because somebody they know I've created, right? I'll take it. But when now a professional tells me, I'm like, this sounds interesting. This is doable. I can download an app. I can maybe delete it too later, but I can download it because
Yeah.
now I know. there is something that will help me. So, because you asked this question of how do you brand it, that is why I'm saying, because usually when it comes to like mental health and patients, we usually go directly to the patients. We'll solve you. We'll tell you that this is how we can solve the problem. The thing is, they're already in such a emotionally like turmoil or position. If you look at their like what you're trying to solve, you already know what a state a person is in, so that
Correct.
person won't be very receptive to any solutions. uh,
Correct.
the best way to go around these people is to have conversations like, there are you can pitch this app to Nimhans, to Wimhans. These are, I'm sure you would know about these institutes.
Yes,
um,
yes, yes.
you
How
can
to
pitch.
pitch them, like how to reach them, or even the psychologists I have contact with, or the teachers also who have knowledge about it. How do I pitch it to them properly? I can't just send the same generic LinkedIn post to them just to
You
check.
can't
So
do
how
that,
do I
yeah.
approach them?
I mean,
Sorry,
you
what?
need to create a pitch for it when you're posting it
Okay.
to them, because now you are in a life and a death situation also, right? Because this is, I'm not saying like life and death, but like this is a gamble of mental health. This is there are a lot of consequences. We have seen in the past what actually happens, how you never know what goes wrong. So when a professional is
Yes.
also backing your app, they need to know that they are pitching like the right thing, because at the end it's their patient, it's their like if something goes wrong with your app, let's say if the chat box doesn't respond in the right way, or something,
Hmm.
everything will come on the counselor and they lose their
Hmm.
job, right? So when you're pitching it to
Yes.
them, your research needs to be very heavy. Your research needs to be solid where they believe. And you, when you're pitching it to them, you show them your research. You tell them that this is there. You make them interact with it, and you ask them also, like, do you think this is helpful or not? Do you think this will not work? What would work? Because they are the ones who are working with those patients firsthand. We are there
Yes.
from a very back lens, right? They are literally on ground every day, on call every day in the hospital. They know what somebody is actually going through, and will like,
Yes.
is the need of an app there or not? And if even if the need is there, um, is the need matching what your app is offering? Because if
Okay.
it's
Okay.
not,
Okay.
then there is a very big gap that you need to like bridge.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. And so how do I go about it? Like NIMHANS and all are top tier institutions or the big brands, and the local counselors and psychologists are the ones we know. So should we approach them first and then move towards that, or move from there to here? Like
First,
for
go to the
feedback.
counselors first. Start with that. Definitely start with the local counselors first, local conversations first. Just one more thing, also contact NGOs. They will
Okay.
be interested in certain such apps. It will be very useful for them. Uh, Different, because I, in my head, like from what I gather from the conversation, it's like a distress app, right? Where I'll feel better. And NGOs,
Actually,
yeah.
the problem we are catering to is the body first approach. Like body needs to calm down before we move on to the cognitive part or the talking part. Like the talk therapy only works only once my body is settled down. If I'm anxious, if my hand is shaking, I'm not able to receive what's going on or receive the reflection part. So that's the idea.
So go, I would definitely say contact NGOs, have conversations with them, because certain NGOs who work with people who have gone through trauma or certain things, they always connect you with doctors, with counselors. It will be very useful for them if they don't, if that chain for them gets less, because they already have to, look at the legal structure. They have to also look at the health structure. They have to look at many things.
Yes.
So if
Mm,
some process gets easier for them, they'll be happy to like take it, and they're very reciprocative of such things. Like they'll be happy to give you a feedback. They'll be happy to tell you, because at the end of the day, it's solving a problem for them too.
yes. Yes, ma'am. It was very valuable, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Moini. All the best.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're on mute.
Sorry, ma'am. Hi, ma'am. This is Kirti.
I can.
Ma'am, before I ask for your suggestion, I'll quickly explain what we are building right now. Our project is called Nirnay, which means decision. It is an AI powered emergency decision support system for situations like floods, cyclones, and other disasters. The main problem we are focusing on is that during a disaster, information comes from many different sources like citizen reports, sensors, satellite data, road information, hospitals, shelters, and so on. The problem is that this information can be incomplete, conflicting, or constantly changing repeatedly. So, Nirnay brings the information together and identifies the critical situations and allows an emergency team to simulate things for what happens if this road closes. And it then shows the impact, suggests alternatives, and explains why that particular situation is important. Oh, so our MVP is ready right now, and we are currently doing some final testing on it. One thing we wanted your opinion on is a data approach. For the MVP, we used real OpenStreetMap road data, but the live citizen reports, sensor inputs, and satellite events are currently simulated because we unable to access to actual emergency feeds. So, from a judging and presentation perspective, how would you suggest we present this? Like, should we focus more on showing the actual decision making pipeline and clearly say that the live feeds are simulated? Or is there any better way to demonstrate this realistically without making claims that we don't actually have?
Have you tried approaching somebody who works in a crisis sector or something?
No, ma'am. This is totally new to us, but we took as a challenge in doing this project.
I think go with the decision making, how you mentioned. What are the steps of decision making in such a situation? But do a very, very, very thorough exercise of that decision making. Because
Yes, ma'am.
I'll give you a very stupid, not stupid, but like that life example. Have you watched the movie Sully?
Ma'am, ma'am?
There is a movie called Sully. Sully. It's a Bollywood movie.
No, ma'am.
Okay, just
No,
check it
ma'am.
out. Okay. So basically, why I'm saying this, there are when there is a crisis situation, there are 15,000 things that are going on. You are panicking out of your mind. People forget their children also in a crisis situation because it's so bad, right? So
Yes,
when you are doing a full journey map, so this is a journey map that you're making, I'm assuming, of the decision making. Do it thoroughly where you are putting yourself into that situation so that when you are asked at the end of the day, the hackathon, that uh, why do you think like this? You have an explanation where you have thought about that experience at least 10 times, where you have at least uh, thought about like a situation but in 10 different ways. Like uh, maybe go through a vlog, maybe go through some videos. You can stick to one particular crisis also, because this is a very broad sector, right?
yeah, yes, ma'am.
So you can stick to one thing and then you can do research on that on what people face during that situation. That gives you an idea about the decision making part and the journey part of it. And stick to one thing because every crisis will have a different decision solution. And at the same time, you're also saying like, you want teams who can come and reciprocate, who can help
Yeah.
sort of on crisis. So stick to one thing, stick to one crisis, do a lot of research about it, extensively on what people go through. You'll always find videos online, unfortunately, but you'll always find these videos. You can read research studies, you can read case studies regarding this, um, where they are telling you. of what happened during that particular incident, how many people had gone through it, how many people were on the rescue side, how many people were actually
Yeah.
needed on the rescue side, but how many were there? Like, let's say 50 and let's say 200 were required, right? There is a division. So you already understand, yeah, so what was happening. Now, when I'm saying ki 50 the and now 200 were required, the gap of 150 people means literally out of 100 people who are there, maybe survivors, 95% of them won't survive.
Yeah.
Because
Yes,
150
ma'am.
people, you haven't reached them on time, right? 50 people they can't gain the strength, they can't increase the hours in a day. They can't do any of that.
Yeah.
All they
Yes,
is
absolutely.
be there on the field and also look at their mental strength because it's a long
Okay.
process. It's a physically, mentally very long process. So I think the research about this would be the best way to go around. Usually for
We
such
have
things, yeah.
we have already researched about this, like already happening in Assam, no ma'am, and also happened in Kerala. We have gone through many researches like this and came to one point and added few features which are very important in this situations in this project. So just I wanna ask about that real data. How can we present it in this 1 week? In this 1 week, we can't really handle that live data, no, ma'am. Only for
Yeah.
MVP. So I just wanna ask about it.
Uh, there are some service design tools that you can use to represent this data, to show this data. They will have different, like, you'll have a lot of data right now, right? So
Yes,
it
yes,
will
yes.
give you different ways on how you can use this data and present it. And obviously, show the numbers. The numbers are always very important. uh, Anything that's you feel like is jargon or anything that is, adding on and on and on, just remove that. Because if while presenting the data, if you're going to be there, then you have all of that information. Don't overburden also whatever
Yes.
presentation or whatever you're making, because that also takes the flow away. Because you're also there for a reason. If you guys are doing a presentation system or something, like, I don't know what the process is here, but if you are doing that, then definitely, like, and highlight the numbers. That's very important.
Yes, ma'am.
Otherwise, service design
Sure.
tools, I can share something on the chat also that I think might be helpful. I'm not sure, but just search for different service design tools that are there, and I think, yeah, that should be good.
Yes. Thank you so much, ma'am. This was really helpful. We'll definitely work on your suggestions and try to make Nirnay stronger before the final demo. Thank you
All
so
the
much,
best.
ma'am.
I hope you do.
Thank you
I'm
so
just
much.
sharing the link also in the chat box.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Welcome.
Hi, ma'am. Hello.
Hi, Varshita.
Hi, ma'am. So our idea is trust lens. So what basically trust lens is that students usually encounter many random internship offers, courses all around the websites. So when you open LinkedIn, an ad pops up like it's just 999. You'll be provided an internship with high stipends, guaranteed placements. So what happens is we usually don't know if it's trustworthy or if it's going to give us some really good beneficial outcomes. So what we have built is whenever a student encounters something, some offer, they collect that screenshot, a description, or the link, any website of that particular offer, and they post it in our website.
Hmm.
And when they click analyze, our website analyzes whatever, like the genuine genuinity of that particular link or particular offer,
and then it provides some results. It provides a score, a trust score. So based on that score, it provides the description whether it is trustworthy. We do have some evidences that it is trustworthy. Like it can collect reviews from students who have already used it, and it provides that to you. So that's our idea.
Okay. And
And now my doubt is about, we we usually have the UI and the technical part. We mainly focused on the technical part, and we just did the basic UI part. But coming to marketing our product, I think UI does matter a lot along with
mhm.
the technical accuracy. So I need your feedback on that, ma'am. So should we focus on UI more or on the technical improvement? Like for the technical improvement, we do have an option to upload the image or any files regarding that website, but we did not move a lot on that. We did not study a lot on that, and we don't have that many features implemented in our website. So my main doubt is whether to continue with improving the UI or fixing that file upload thing.
um, Honestly, depends on how much time you have. Let me be honest. And secondly, how much time you have, that matters a lot, because when you're saying uploading the picture, you need to like make sure that it reads it perfectly. The document is proper, all of that. So that might take time. If you have time, definitely go for that, because that's a very helpful thing that would be there. And at the end of the day, I think uh, nobody's asking you to make everything perfect, right? You're just being asked to solve a problem, you're just being asked to solve something. So does it matter if the app or website app that you're making looks pretty? Because like I know UI is important, I'm not denying that UI is very essentially important, but is your app accomplishing everything else without that photo document thing that you told me about?
Yes, ma'am. Without that document and all, if you provide a URL or a text description, it works really fine and it provides all the details and the result.
It
But
provides.
actually, why I wanted to mention the UI thing is, as I know my audience are people who are doing their engineering or graduating soon. So basically, those are the people who will be looking for internships or courses more often.
Question to
So
you is, can you tell me why do you want to have that picturistic computer, like the document thing? Like, why do you think, why were you adding it to the app in the first place?
actually, I mean, there are some evidences that the UI itself can be detected as fraudulent. So I wanted to add that feature, ma'am.
Okay.
So actually, we kept that on pause. So that's why it's not completely into implementation.
Hmm. Then go for
So
the UI. Then definitely go for the UI, develop the UI. Make sure you're putting your 100% in building that UI particularly, because you are like now you have taken something out, right? Out of your
yes,
whole idea. So
yeah,
definitely make the
yes,
UI. Do some research for the UI. Make it simple, make it clean. It's for apps and internships. So the color of the app does matter a lot. Uh, Look at different
yes.
um, websites and apps, and yeah, yeah, definitely go.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Anything else?
No, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. All the best.
Thank you, ma'am.
Hi, Nishika.
Hi, Jaswinder.
Hi. So I have a question for you. How often does this happen that you save something maybe you like or something which is useful to you, and months later you are in that situation where you think that, hey, whatever I saved months ago will be useful now, but you can't seem to find that.
Something that I've said. Also,
Mm-hmm.
I'm really sorry, but your internet is breaking, so the video is a bit wobbly.
Is it? Am I audible though?
You're
Is my
audible,
voice
yeah.
clear though?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. Sorry if video is a distraction, but yeah.
No, no, no. Something that I've said in the past, and then now I feel like what I said was useful, right?
Something basically you save, like something on internet, or like something you have saved, maybe an article, maybe a YouTube video
Saved, okay.
which you saw. Yeah, basically something you saved, and months later, maybe let's say you are studying ML or something, and you said,
Oh,
hey,
yeah, yeah, many times.
I read this exact topic. Yeah. So that happens a lot of times, right? So, hi, I'm from Team Ship Happens, and that's what we are trying to solve here. We are building Feed Brain, and the Feed Brain is exactly catering to this problem. Feed Brain will be like your second brain, basically, or something like you can have a sneak peek into your own brain. And what we are trying to do here is you can go through the links and you have something saved content, and hello.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I'm here.
okay.
Sorry. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So basically, whatever you've saved, FeedBrain will save those things by meaning, not just as a link or an article. Because whenever we remember things, I think it's by meaning, not just something that this is the title and all. We often remember that, yeah, I saw or watched a video about agentic. So what FeedBrain does is it will save by meaning and it will resurface it to you again whenever you search that topic. It will resurface the relevant articles, it will resurface the videos also, and like it will do that in blocks, like it will resurface all the things that you might have saved. So you can have a look at that, and what it will do, it will summarize that thing also in like three basic pointers, basic bullet points, which will reveal the most relevant part of that video or that article, so you can simply have a look through it. And we are also trying to build an additional feature on that, which will be a daily digest. In that daily digest, we are trying that FeedBrain can give you top three relevant things, that something you've been recently going through, or based on your searches and all, it can pop it out to you that, hey, this was something which might be the most useful to you, and you might want to have a look back at it. So this was the whole introduction of our Feed Brain, and our app is still in progress. Actually, we are still building the solution because we are conflicted between two things. We want to maintain user privacy, and we are building it in two phases. One is an app and one is an extension. So for the extension part, the UI is like pretty simple. It will have three parts. One is a basic search where user will search. Second is a save, but for now it's a manual save, because two things, user can manually come and intentionally save the links they want. And second thing, which is hampering the privacy, maybe that if we keep an overall check, like you might have a lot of videos which you don't want our app to, like, go through. So we are conflicted whether we should keep it manual, that user should intentionally put it, or do we keep like a whole check that we can ask user that can you give us permission so that we can go through all the contents that you have saved. So from a user perspective, like, would you be okay going through the effort of putting the links manually, or would you want that it's okay, like the app can go through my browsing history or my YouTube links?
I think it depends on how much I trust the app. What's the name? Like in
Mm-hmm.
the sense like privacy and like terms and
Yeah.
conditions. Um, Realistically, I would give all my information. Um,
Okay.
like I should, I am aware, but
Mm-hmm.
looking at the system now, looking at the things like how fast paced everything is, for me to like put
Mm-hmm.
everything manually activity that I've gone through, in a day I would easily get 15 sources that I really want
Right.
to be. So
Hmm.
either it's YouTube, either it's Instagram, either it's some news, like something I'll save it somehow, right? So
Yeah.
if I'm getting the option of something organizing all of this information for me in a very clean manner, I'll be very open to it. And I wouldn't
Okay.
want to do the process manually because I'm already doing it manually.
Right. One more question is that earlier we were thinking that our audience can be very broad. So our target audience would be Gen Zs, maybe content creators, maybe students, working professionals, even whoever is into learning. So the main two things would be the learning part and the content creation part. So for content creation, I would say Instagram and Twitter is something which they would be using more, and that will be on their phone. So that's why we are thinking on the app thing. But again, the chat parts and all, again the Instagram and all, we are thinking should we keep the Instagram and Twitter part limited to the manual things, and maybe the rest of the things like YouTube articles and GitHub repositories, which is the learning part, we can do that like a automatic check.
How will you know what resources does a person want to keep just by browsing?
No, I am putting a check that if the user has saved something or bookmarked something, then only like our app should go through it. Otherwise, like you can browse 10 different tabs, but the only ones which you save, or we can put a category on that, that this is belonging to the learning category, only save that. Do not save any junk, because the user
Hmm,
is already trying to declutter through like a lot of things. So we don't want to create any more clutter for the user.
got it.
Yeah. So
Um,
should we keep it to like just the content creation, or should we like keep it to the learning only? Because the if I think about the privacy part again, the Instagram and Twitter thing, we are still trying to figure it out. The articles and YouTube is still somehow in testing phase and somehow working for that, except few videos where transcription might be an issue. So should we keep it niche? Should we keep it limited, or do we slowly like broaden it up?
Uh, I think when you're starting something new,
Mm-hmm.
I personally have seen that it's better to look at the niche first and perfect that, because uh, when we take too many things on our plate, we are master of none, quite literally. And
Right.
it's gonna become chaotic, and you're not gonna prioritize the user. You're not gonna think about what somebody, like, the YouTube user who's there. Like, if you're getting more traction from Instagram, then you'll like be like, okay, let me focus on the Instagram users. Like, that's not how you build, right? So it's essential for you to stick to one. You can see if you want to like go with the LinkedIn, GitHub one or the other one. That is obviously your choice. But I would say in the starting, go with one. Uh, do some
Okay.
A/B testing, try it out, figure it out, understand if it's working, if it's not. What are the issues? Because YouTube and Instagram is like relevantly like same, similar, not same but similar. So if you crack YouTube, you will eventually crack Instagram also. That will give you that guarantee. And
Okay.
GitHub is a very different type of a platform, so that would also be
Right.
interesting because then you go into like research uh, stories, research
Mm-hmm.
tools, research platforms, and there also you can promote this.
Right.
So I
Although for
think
GitHub also we are keeping one tag, which is the star tag, because you like, unlike any other apps you have save on GitHub, you have the starred app. So
hmm,
whatever repos they have starred, they can like, we'll be trying to look through that. Like our feed brain would be looking through all of these things.
got it.
Right. And one more thing, I think someone before me asked that, whether they should focus on the UI more or the functionalities more. The functionality phase we are still going through, but as you said that if we have mastered this thing, maybe we should focus on that. So we'll try to improve on that. But at the same time, it's an extension. So the UI of that is pretty simple. I don't know if the user will find it very captivating, or is it enough to hold them there, because we already all of our attention span is not that much. We need something very catchy to our eyes. So how can I make sure that the functionality is enough to, like, hook the user there?
Um, I mean, if the functionality is enough, if I'm being honest, you don't need to even hook the user. That it will do
Okay.
its job. But when it comes to actually hooking the users, look at, like, for example, Google. It's just a simple web browser. There is no
Right.
designing, there is no extra elements. It's something simple, it's something that I interact with. All of so when you are creating something, what you are creating particularly, you don't need fancy. You are not creating Swiggy or Zomato. You are literally creating something educational. Yes, the
Right.
attention span is gone, but why is someone coming to your app also, right? Are they coming to have fun here?
Right.
Or are they coming to get the information that they had and they have saved somewhere? So it's an app like Notion, for example, right? um, it's a professional app, so you don't need to do a lot of colorful things. You don't need to put like too many animations. You don't need to do all of that. If your app's function is perfect, if it's something that is useful to your user, they'll be happy to use it without however the UI looks. The UI should look clean and simple. That is definitely there, but
Right.
because what you are trying to solve doesn't involve anything related to some fancy as design.
Right.
So you can like focus on making it clean, simple. Just make sure like everything is like when you're creating the UI part of it, everything is there, um, where they don't have to use their brains to now take out the information, because you have promised them that we will do everything for you. So the
Right.
UI be very clean in that manner where everything is there on point. Um, I know where to go, I know where to access, I know how to access. Uh,
Yeah.
that should be your focus. So yeah.
Okay. And one more question is that our MVP is still in progress. So before the final product, like, we still haven't given the demo, or like the user is yet to actually use it. So once we finally list the product, like, we'll have very limited days till the final product launch. So how do we make sure that we get the maximum engagement in this, and like, which platforms we can utilize the most? Because so far we have created few mystery posts about it on LinkedIn, and few videos pitching our concept to the user, or to make them understand the whole story behind it. So what would you suggest on that?
I think you are already on the right trajectory. You can definitely look at some small events where you can maybe pitch about it. Like, you don't need to go out, just like small webinar where you can have a conversation if it's happening in the next 5 days. That could be a good place to just like pitch your idea to tell more people about it. Definitely, you're doing things on LinkedIn. I'm guessing you're already on X also, putting things there. And Reddit also would be something interesting, because people like, Reddit is literally something everybody use for information. Like, that
Yeah,
is
true.
the guru. So putting it there is very interesting. Um,
Hmm.
what you have saved on Reddit, we can like what you saved 10 years back, or like 10 years back, because Reddit has been there in the market since a very long time. So that could be a
Right.
good platform. And you can use Reddit to post things on Instagram and LinkedIn, because now it's the information that you're basically sharing. That is, it's basically you're
Yeah.
asking them, these are the resources. So uh, to build that curiosity, to build that engagement with people, you can definitely go with, okay, you say like you can make a video of this, of the Reddit app being used in the subtitle and whatever, etc., etc., and that you can post on Instagram, that you can post on LinkedIn. That's gonna create an interaction. For Instagram itself, you can create a post on like content creation and how you save reels, and how that becomes like something that how you can help there and what you can do, and you can create a video of the whole process itself, literally like a journey map video, which is something I think people, once they know what the product is and how it helps them, everyone's always interested in exploring, if
Right.
you match their problem statement. if you actually understand their pain point, or if you sell your product in that way, I match your pain, I know your pain point, even if you don't know. But if you like, if the video claims that, if the LinkedIn post claims that, if the
Mm-hmm.
Instagram story says that, if they feel that, if you are able to get that sense out of them, it's definitely gonna create a user interaction. It's definitely gonna make them click on your Instagram profile, on your LinkedIn profile. Ki, wait, this, Jaspinder is talking some sense. This is making some sense. Let me just like, they may not use your app. They may not, but like making sure that you are addressing the right pain point and the right manner and how your user would perceive it is very essential to make sure that you're having the right engagement. And otherwise,
Yeah.
I think posting on social media platforms, like, go ahead, post. Facebook also, I think, would be a good platform because people save a lot of things on Facebooks. And
Mm-hmm.
also, like, for example, you said information and saving. Facebook, why I'm saying, flats and flatmates,
Yeah,
a
right.
lot of people save
That's
all of
posted a
that.
lot. Mhm.
That they post so much furniture, also you post so much. So Facebook was also a great platform for you to post your app, because you are actually solving something that people on that platform face from that platform. Instagram really tried to do what you are doing right now by giving us that safe section where you can now create different thumbnails of whatever you want to save. It can be any, like, it can be something AI, it can become something content creation, etc., etc. And now you are trying to like do it better, right? So the
Yeah,
platforms that don't have it at all, pitching it there, so I feel like the audience will go crazy.
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I'm mostly done with my questions, Rishika. But before I go, one last question. Since you did say that you do forget things, so would you be willing to join on our wait list?
Sure, I would be interested. Yeah, I don't mind.
Okay. Okay. Would you mind if I ping that here? If that's okay
Yeah,
with you?
yeah.
Okay. Thank you. And yeah, I've pinged it here. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Mishika. This was very helpful.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you. You too. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, it's okay. Hi, I'm Ishika ma'am.
Hi. Hi, Afreen.
Um, I'm good. I have a question for you before we begin. The thing is, have you ever felt after using social media that you do not remember any of what you watched or what you went through? You do not remember any of it. Has it happened with you after doom scrolling for hours on end?
Sometimes, yeah. Uh,
And do you feel that sometimes maybe it would be good if you got to choose what you were watching instead of having a random algorithm choose it for you?
yeah.
Yeah, so that is the problem that we are trying to solve with our product, which is Tidbit. So, what this does is it allows you to choose a few niches and then it gives you written content in those niches. So, in the beginning, when you get the cards, they are of smaller length, maybe one line or two lines, so that you are able to build your reading habit, or in general you are able to choose what information you want to consume and scroll through. And then over time, once you're able to focus for longer durations, then it gives you a bit longer content. It increases the length slowly as you are able to delve deeper into it. And even with this content, it moves, like from introductory to something in depth. So that is our idea. It is not a replacement for scrolling, but a mindful version of scrolling where you are able to choose what you actually want to go through and actually get knowledge while you are scrolling. So this is our idea.
Okay. Can you zoom in a bit? Yeah.
We have it in the form of a web app, and we have multiple tabs. So this is our main feed in which they can see the cards. Like this is the amount of content they're getting in the beginning. They can also save it if they like it, and after every few cards, it asks you questions related to those cards to check whether you remember what you went through or not, or to reinforce your learning.
Hmm.
Yeah, so this is our app. Like my first question would be, how do you feel about the idea, and also the UI UX?
I think right now it looks very informational, like architecture heavy. Is that something that you guys were aiming for?
Um, I think, like I am a person who can read like a lot, like longer pieces of text also. So that is why, like to me, it doesn't seem that way. And in fact, because the content length is shorter, that doesn't click to me. But I had talked to a few friends who felt the same as you, that it is very text based. So you need to do something to make it more interactive for other people as well.
So this information that you're putting out here, like all topics, this is from where? Like what platform?
We built a RAG in which we have fed in various sources from where, for each of the niches we have fed in sources, good sources regarding them, and based on that we have put in an API key and of an AI chat, and that generates these cards for us.
And these cards particularly, like where are you getting this information from is what I'm trying to understand. Like because you asked me if, for example, if I scroll and then I forget, so what are you trying to replace is what I'm asking.
Um, like the problem that I was trying to solve was that when you scroll a lot, you like, because you see topics across so many niches, or
Hmm.
even if you see similar videos, they're very similar, like either introductory, or they're trying to sell you some resource, or asking you to fill in a form to get into the club or something like that. So my goal was to be able to select what I want to know about, and then be able to read it in chunks, like, or to get the info about it in chunks. And regarding the sources, as I told you, we built a rack. In that, we put in like various reputable sources. Like we searched like what are the good sources for them, and those we put in the rack, and based on that, it is giving us this output.
Hmm. And who's your target audience exactly here?
Like younger audience as well, and majorly people who like to read. Even when you talk about Reddit, like I heard you talking about Reddit previously, so even that kind of audience who is able to read and who is able to consume that kind of content, people from Substack or Medium, like those kinds of website also. But as if you were asking about the age group, somewhere around 15 to 30.
Gotcha. And 15 to 30.
Because in like the 25 to 30 range also, you find a lot of people who like to read, or who like to read, suppose non-fiction or things like that, and they are interested in intellectual kind of content. And the younger audience, because they would resonate with the fact that they're able to replace their doom scrolling with something that is a bit more productive.
Hmm. This is not an alternate to Instagram or anything, right? This is something new that you are creating where you get information in a manner where you can read, correct?
Yeah,
Uh,
or at the very least, it is trying to replace or become a substitute for your scrolling, an app that you can scroll in while actually getting information. So
so when
we are
you
not trying to. Hmm.
go ahead.
So we're not trying to replace video based social media, but we are trying to become a better social media in a way.
Okay. See, here, social media, why do we use social media?
To interact
Why?
with people.
To interact with people, right? It is a very easy form. It doom scrolling, right? And when you're looking at a video, how many
Hmm.
seconds does it take? Right? It takes only
Yeah.
5 seconds. When
Yeah.
we talk about a video, for me to pay attention to a video in 1 second, the hook needs to be like this. For
Yeah.
me to stay and watch the 1 minute video, right?
Hmm.
That is the point of social media. Now here you're doing something completely different. You are going into something that we used to do before. I'm not saying that it's bad or something, nothing like that. I'm saying it's very different. So
Hmm.
how you present it during your presentation, hackathon, like whatever is gonna happen, define it better. Like that segment, because here, see, it will take me a minute to go through whatever this article talks about, right? Um,
Hmm.
yes,
It
the
is
first.
not. It is not an article like just this much. The card that you're seeing, that is all the content that it is giving you for the first card, like just that one line, and the next card shows the content further.
Yeah, but like, for example, on social media, the language is really simple. Here you are
Hmm.
talking how AI reads the auto complete analogy. Imagine, like, why am I on social media? That's my time being away from my laptop, being away from office, being away from all of that heavy things. And here, what I'm seeing is heavy AI model predict the most probable world based. Like, I'm like, okay, that's a lot of information. Like, so
Yeah.
who is this audience that you are building it for, and what are you trying to build is something that is really necessary. Because here
Hmm.
also you can give me an Instagram, you can make this like a I'm forgetting the name, but it's something from B only. It's something similar to this, which gives you such card forms of information. But like, what
Substack?
information? Sorry?
Are you talking about Substack?
No, no, no.
Hmm.
There's a different one. I'll see if I can find it. I'll send it in the chat box. But like, so now, like, what kind of information are you going to provide to me? Is my first question. Because right now, this is heavy AI information. This is nothing related to social media or my doom scrolling or me forgetting about something, right? This is literally knowledge based thing. And here, like, it feels more to me like in shots without the pictures. If I had to compare it to a doom scrolling platform, like that might be a better comparison than Instagram, because Instagram is literally like a social media platform for entertainment, right?
Hmm.
And this doesn't look like entertainment. This looks a bit different. This looks like more information. This looks like you're trying to um, create a system, you're creating a browser in some sense. You're putting all the information together for somebody who can focus. So here, it's a very good way of describing things. Maybe you can focus on the type of audience that you're looking at. If you can, for example, people who have a problem, like people who have some mental health condition, they have problem in doom scrolling or something around that, maybe they would find it helpful. Maybe it would be suitable for them to have something like this.
Hmm.
And for I'm just like, these are something top of my mind. I'm just
Yeah.
giving you some ideas. Like, for example,
Hmm.
somebody who's colorblind, let's say, right? Or somebody who, I'm not getting the exact condition that is there, but like video and Instagram, some people can't use it at all. They can't have that information. If they will get headaches, they will get attacks from you. Maybe you can target that type of audience who can't consume that because it's so much of it, and they can consume this. This is easy for them to understand, to read, to go through, to get their information, and to not be left out in the crowd.
Okay.
Because because Instagram and YouTube are the same thing, right? So that kind of
Hmm.
audience can never get their information from either Insta or YouTube. They can
Yeah.
always get the information from your platform, because
Okay.
you are not. I'm assuming you're not trying to be the information guru or something around that. It's more about like making it fun, and like because of your love of reading and writing, you wanted to move from the visual part to the reading and writing part of things, right?
Yeah.
So you can maybe look into that. That could be like the audience that you can look into, because then that solves accessibility problem that literally is a huge domain itself. Like if you start getting into it, apart from that, because you asked me, it does look very information heavy. I would suggest you to put thumbnail cards in every card that you have made, either on the left section or on the top section, which gives a basic idea of what this post talks about. Do AI generation, maybe put the headline also on top of it, because that would give some, visual language to the website right now.
Hmm.
And it will also help me in understanding what I'm getting into.
Yeah.
But
One.
irrespective, like decide your niche first and then go with these suggestions.
Like, you talked about accessibility, and I get it, that opened my mind to a different side of things. But what I was thinking about initially was a way to, sometimes when we have habits, it's very difficult to leave those habits, but we can have alternatives for them, something that we can do instead of them. So that was my idea here, that because if we can't, let go of scrolling, what if we could still scroll but at the same time get info? Although this part I also understand that the text that it is giving, it seems very, heavy. And because in my mind the goal was that while people do this, they are, scrolling, they are also building more focus and attention, via reading. That is also something that I had in mind. But yes, this I agree to, that the content feels very AI heavy and not that good to read. So maybe we'll have to do something to improve that part. Yes.
See here, the thing is, you literally right now said that people are scrolling a lot, and
Hmm.
frankly, they don't scroll and they do this, right? Um,
Mm-hmm.
After, why are people scrolling?
Because they kind of
It's
don't
all
want
the
to do anything. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't want to be in reality. It's all the jumble. It's all away from reality. This is not showing me anything what any of the influencers has posted, or what traders is showing right now. This is not of
Mm-hmm.
interest. I want gossip now in my free time if I'm scrolling, and if
Okay.
I'm going there also,
Hmm.
I am still wasting my time, right? Because when I'm doom scrolling on Instagram, or if I'm coming here, I am wasting my time either way,
Hmm.
because it depends on the content that I'm consuming, right? If I'm consuming all like media related things or something around that, this will also show me all the media related things. How is that helpful? How is that solving what you are saying, like the scrolling part? Like, then to is just like a different form for me to consume media, the same
Like,
media.
yeah, the niches that we have here are things like, say, AI, or like marketing or cybersecurity, or like you can say like growth and marketing or cryptography, startups, things like that. And then the content that it gives you is related to those, say maybe neuroplasticity. So the topics in itself are things that,
Which don't compare it to Instagram.
okay, okay.
Compare it to a better platform, because uh, you are offering uh, ways of reading articles, category. You can compare this to InShots. You can't compare this to Instagram, because it doesn't make sense in that sense. Because like, where is the video? Where is the photo? Where's the hook? All of those things are missing here. Also, I'm really sorry. Just give me a minute. Hi. Sorry about that.
Yes, no issues at all. Um, so yeah, I got your point regarding to niche down to select exactly who our audience is, one, and then two, the thumbnails thing that you said. We could also add, just a second, we could also add images in it, like an option to get images, but we thought to not add it in the MVP because the token limits may reach. So because of that, we were thinking to not add it in the MVP version. And we even had an idea to have the users be able to upload content to make it more, like social media kind of a thing, or to interact with people also. But we thought to put it in the next iteration and not in the MVP, because like sometimes these things also fluctuate, so we were like it should work properly. And do you have any other suggestions that we could work on to make it better?
I think I know you're at your last stage. I know you have only a few more days, few hours to make this
Hmm.
better and to like work on the
Hmm.
whole idea of the project.
Hmm.
Um, I think first, how I said, don't compare it to Instagram because look at the website that you have built and Instagram.
Hmm.
Definitely look at InShots. Definitely look at other apps like Reddit. Also, you can have a look. I'm sure there are other apps around it. I know you are not going for a news related. You want it to be social media and content, but also how your app website is turning out to be is more inclined towards that. But if you still want to go with what your initial idea was, um, think about why a user goes to those platforms. Because why would I want to come here and get all the shit information I'm getting on Instagram? But there I'm getting visually also stimulation is coming for me. Like visually also, I'm still like, oh my god, what I'm looking at. But here, I'm like, no, like I would close it and I'll go and read a Hindustan Times article. So isn't it better if you're creating something like this for something like that instead of Instagram? Like you are trying to solve a problem of doom scrolling, um, but the point
You
of
would
doom
not
scrolling,
homeschool here.
yeah, because would you tell me? I
I
mean,
think
you are
maybe I'll
creating.
go through 5 to 6 cards and then I'll close it. Yeah.
Matlab, like, for research is great. For research, like if you give me research papers like this in a card format, where I get the heading, where I get the subheading or the case study idea, and you tell me, I will doom scroll this whole website for the entire day as a researcher. But now that's a completely different profile from what you are looking at. So
Yeah.
you really need to it is fine to again think about who my target audience is, what I'm trying to do. It is completely okay to do that, but think about that, like sit with your team members and do a what type of websites do we look at, what type of information do we gather, what are the examples? Ask Claude, ask ChatGPT, ask them give them thousand prompts, like give me something similar. What are the apps that are doing something similar? That will give you an idea about maybe what you have created for which target audience. You don't know what you have created for what target audience. Maybe you are confused. That might help you in realizing, oh, what actually exists similar to this offering is this. And then when you know कि अच्छा, Flipkart के जैसे Amazon exists, right? So when you know Flipkart, you have built Flipkart, but you don't know it's Flipkart. You are thinking कि Flipkart is Zepto, for example. Very wrong examples I'm giving. Let's say Flipkart is YouTube. You think you've built Flipkart, but Flipkart is YouTube. And now when Claude tells you, no, Flipkart is similar to Amazon. Then you can do a research and case study on who is Amazon's audience, who is the customer segment, and you are going in the right direction. Now you have built something. Now you just know it's not YouTube, it's Flipkart, and somebody else has already done it. So you just need to follow that part. You just need to do that research, and you just need to push it in that direction, because everything that we are building is already there in the market. We are not
Okay.
creating anything new. It's just how we are presenting it, how we are going to market it, how we are going to use the collaterals that we have.
Okay. And for marketing part, I know you like to previous all of the people you said to market heavily on all of the apps like Reddit also and any apps that we use. So is it the same advice or while marketing do you have a specific way we should target people or anything like that?
I think definitely you definitely should go with Reddit with how the visual of it looks, honestly.
Hmm.
Uh, for marketing, I personally don't have any idea right now because I feel like we are still trying to understand who our user is and what is the problem. So once we have that, then I could tell you, like, maybe this type of a marketing collateral can be used. But whenever you are making collaterals, show your whatever you are designing. Show these cards, show them in some sense, show them image on the phone, some product photo, because that you should always, like, even when you're doing marketing, ask for a feedback. Don't take it, but like ask for a feedback. What's the harm?
Okay.
There is no harm. There is no feedback that's bad feedback. Every feedback is
No.
good. It's you need to know when you need to stop taking feedback, when you need to actually take the feedback and put it into your thing, and when you don't have to. And
Okay.
marketing wise, go crazy. Again, go crazy. Do it on Instagram also. Make a blooper of this. Be like, you know what? I was trying to create a Instagram alternative, but I accidentally created. I don't know. In Shorts Part Two, like whatever you do your research, like create such memes. What's the harm?
Okay.
Like everything is gonna get you traction. So
Okay.
try posting everywhere. If you have some bloopers of how you were creating it, or you call pictures or something, post that on your LinkedIn, post the process on LinkedIn, make a LinkedIn for this itself, and just keep posting. Keep
Okay.
posting. It doesn't matter. You will feel like, oh, am I making a fool? Yeah, you are probably making a fool of it. It's fine. Everybody made a fool of themselves first.
Okay. So I think the main thing is to figure out who it's for and then
Yeah,
go crazy.
yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much. That is all from my end.
Okay. Thank you, Afreen. All the best. Hope you guys figure it out.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Hey, Shiva.
Hello,
Hello.
how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yes. So yeah, my name is Ala, and actually, the funny thing is, you're I think in I mean, the last participant or the one before, you touched about accessibility, and actually, my whole platform is about digital accessibility. So so yeah, what is digital accessibility? It basically means making websites, apps, documents, and other digital experiences usable by people with disabilities and needs. And it can also not be only disabilities; it can be for all, because at times we might be temporarily disabled. I mean, injured or something. So we need like assisted tools to help us use the web easier. So, for example, someone who uses a screen reader, like a person who's blind, someone who can't use a mouse, like a person who has a physical disability, or someone who needs captions, again, somebody who is blind. It's about removing barriers so people can access and use digital content. So that's where Just Ally or Just Accessibility comes in. So I made a beginner friendly platform for learning digital accessibility. So the idea came from realizing that accessibility standards, the WCAG, can feel very technical, very overwhelming, very, techy, too many words and complicated words. So not everybody would want to like read that or be interested to read about it. So for people who aren't tech experts. So I'm simplifying the basics into short visual lessons, bite-sized lessons, and real examples how we can implement accessibility in our lives. And as a person who I have a physical disability, I understand how it's very needed, and I see that a lot of people lack awareness of the importance of accessibility. So for my platform, I made it in a way that when you enter, you can choose a profile. So, for example, there's a teacher, there's a designer, developer, authors, administrator. So I can choose, and then based on that, in the end of like the lessons, we have a scenario how we can implement accessibility in their own kind of world, their profession, you can say. So right now I'm at the end. I mean, building and wrapping up the MVP for the hackathon, and I'm at the stage of getting real users, testing it, collecting feedback, figuring out my audience. Yeah, so that's basically where I am right now. So I'm a bit like split of exactly who I should direct my target audience, because to me I feel like this idea is awareness, like everybody should know. So I'm thinking everybody should be a target audience, because I feel like in marketing that cannot be at least the beginning stage. So like I'm a bit of like I'm a split that should I focus it on some of the profile targets that I mentioned when I'm building this, or should I make it like for only like for example the disability communities? So that's like I don't know like what to target like market on. Hello, hello. Hello.
Hi, Ala. I'm so sorry. My tab got closed and I got like logged out.
Okay, it's okay. I don't know where I stopped at. Please remind me.
Can you, is it okay if you go again? Like, I
Okay.
remember the accessibility part that you're building something around it. Also, if you have something to show simultaneously, if you could show that too, that would be helpful.
Okay. So yeah. So basically, I said I have a platform. I don't know if you heard me. So basically, I'm building Just Ally or Just Accessibility. It's a beginner friendly platform to help people like learn at least the basics and have awareness about digital accessibility. So I made it in a way that in different profiles, so different basically walks of life can know how to implement accessibility in their lives. So yeah, so it's basically just bite-sized lessons and quizzes and so interactive that way. So right now, I'm trying to. Yeah, sorry, you
Hmm.
have a question.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm trying to like I'm split between who should our target audience be, because for me I see it as everybody should know about accessibility and say the net should be accessible to all. I know personally firsthand how it feels to be barred. A person who has a physical disability. I use a wheelchair, so there are places I can't go to. So same way like the internet, I know there are different disabilities that if it's not built in a way, they can't be able to access. So I that's why I feel like it should be accessible for all. So is it should I target
Completely.
the audience, or should I like who should be my audience be then, especially if it's awareness.
Since it's awareness, I think it depends on how you're going to pitch your platform. You said there are going to be quizzes, you said there are going to be different things. I'm guessing your platform will also teach ASL and other things around accessibility too. But now, when we are talking about awareness, I think it falls back to empathy, because these people who we are talking about need to have empathy, or they already either they know somebody, or
Mm-hmm.
they can resonate in some way or the other, for them to come here. Because if I don't know how much of the previous sessions you saw, there is a lot of doom scrolling, for example, right?
Yeah.
People usually, like, everyone is going through something, everyone has something. So when it comes about awareness, it needs to stick a chord, like, in that person. You need
Mm-hmm.
to strike a nerve in some sense. And
Mm-hmm.
how do you strike that nerve becomes very important when it's about awareness, because you are not just saying, no, just download this platform or come on this platform and then don't come back again. You're saying come back to this again and again, because this will make you a better human being,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I think knowing which audience to maybe start with, or like, that's why I said, I think also key if you could share your platform, because it also depends on how it is, what it is offering exactly, and how it is visually also looking for, to see if people who have zero empathy, let's say, but you want to create awareness there, if you want to, then how do we bring them to the platform? Then you will have to, make it more interesting. But if we are talking about people, who already have empathy, who maybe work in healthcare sectors, who already work in social sectors, who work in impact sectors, who are always interested in learning about new languages, who are already very, very vocal about all of this, they will definitely be interested in this platform. They will definitely come to this platform very quickly,
Can you
because
see the
this.
screen?
Sorry, no, I can't see your screen.
You can't. Oh, I'm sharing. You can't see me sharing.
Yeah, it's loading. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So this is the platform. So it just has. So it has different. user case. I mean, profiles.
See, so this is like, the what audience you want to reach at, right? Teacher,
Yeah,
designer, these are the right
yeah,
audience to target because
yeah.
like now you're also seeing whose work comes in between. Like
Mm-hmm.
in a day-to-day basis, they need to know about it.
Yeah. So yeah, so this is just a bite size. It's not detailed, just simple, and then it has quizzes, just a little bit of quiz. Yeah. So that's basically how it is. It's not really.
I think then I think you're on the right tangent of awareness,
Hmm.
um, and like, do you have people or like a generation, target audience, something around that in mind?
So what I was thinking, I mean, I have a LinkedIn, so and I do have like maybe people who are in the accessibility community. So I was thinking to post on my LinkedIn and maybe like my personal WhatsApp, people like that. So that was what I was like thinking. I'm really bad at marketing, so I really don't even know like how I'm gonna
It's
do it.
not
But
about
yeah.
marketing. I'm trying to understand who your product is for because when once we understand
Mm,
who this is for, then we look at the marketing part, right? It's not the
mm,
other way around. It's
mm-hmm.
first solve the problem of who you are solving this for. Who is this platform for? Right? So it starts there, and then the marketing comes in because you need to market it to the right person. If you market it somewhere randomly, let's say your LinkedIn post gets like 5,000 likes, but like none of them are useful or are coming to your
Yeah.
site, what's
Yeah.
the point of
Exactly.
that 5,000
Yeah.
insights?
Yeah. So. I think my target audience is, yeah, people with special needs, I guess. So that,
I think
you know,
a suggestion would be have people who uh, usually are around or help people with special needs because they should be more aware. A special needs person, I think, is already aware about most of the things, right? But somebody who, like a teacher, for example, is not aware. So, broadcasting this into schools, broadcasting this into designing platforms, into, if you're seeing something related to UX and being like, have you put accessibility in your app? Have you even like thought about the shortcuts that could be there?
yeah,
Because
yeah,
these are the
yeah,
people who
mm,
are empathetically building for the people who need it.
yeah. So even that's what I was thinking, like, because also I was a teacher before, so like, and I know that it's also important that teachers implement accessibility in their work that they do for the students. So that's why also I thought that okay, I should target to the education, edutech, while they're building like digital lessons and maybe videos that they should have understanding of, even if it's basic, it doesn't have to be expert detail about accessibility. So I was thinking about in the education sector as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's like, so
Uh, just so basically, for you to get a better understanding of who all people you can promote it around. I've just sent something on chat.
yeah,
Stakeholder mapping. I don't know if you know about it. If
no,
you read about this and if you do this stakeholder map, you will see that you'll put this the special needs person in between, and then you'll put everybody around that circle. It's a tool basically. It's a service design tool. Why I'm saying this, into this. This might help you with who are the people you want to actually market this product to, because it will, in a piece of paper, in a piece of digital platform, give you all the information of who all are around in that ecosystem who might need this, and then you might get the right audience for your marketing.
okay. And also I want to ask about like because I need to like in this stage of I need to like have a soft launch. So I'm gonna post it on my social media, and say, hey, what do you guys think? The feedback. So should I make a video like, or is it just enough that I just write a good catchy text copy and I lead them to the website? Or, and if it's a video, what should it contain? Like, should it just have text of the importance of why this platform is important, and maybe like show a little bit of the screens of the platform? Or yeah, so that's my question of
You
how
can
am I going to soft launch?
um I don't know, if I'm being honest, how you should do the soft launch. But I think again, I've suggested everybody video, and I believe like here also video would be good idea. Again, what who you are solving this problem for? I know this is something. This platform is something that you're building for special needs people, but at the same time, um, uh, I don't know if they need it or if it's the people around them who need it, right? Because they are very well aware about everything. So if
Mm-hmm.
it's the ones who are around them, and if you are building the platform for them or you're trying to market it there, then you can create a video, of something from their lens, of them being not understanding, not empathic, or whatever, that could stick with the audience, that could resonate with them, that maybe they have done that, or maybe they understand, like some emotional hook, if you can add there, I think that
Mm-hmm.
would really help you with your marketing. But if you're going with like something around like, no, this is a platform directly for people who need it, then you can just create a video of you talking about it. You can also talk about your own experience and why, because that also creates, um, uh, there is a sense of empathy, there is a sense of human touch point, there is a connection. It's not just a hackathon project, then it builds more credibility for the whole platform, if you are comfortable. um, that is one way of doing it. You can also go with like taking screenshots and like putting text. You must have done a lot of heavy research. That is why the need of this platform is there, and the need of this platform is there. So you can put that research out also in, how you said catchy text. In that catchy text only you can put the research, which can, like make people think, oh my god, what is she talking about, like what's happening here. So I think that can be done.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
the launch, you can like always do the launch 2 3 times. You don't need to be like one, like you can just like talk about it in the second time in a different way, where you're maybe
Mm-hmm.
in the
Okay.
website more, or
Okay.
some
Okay.
features. So, yeah.
And I mean, since I guess you have a like experience in the marketing field, I'm actually trying to look for free tools to help me like create videos or promo videos. Um, do you know of any good ones that I could use?
I actually don't know, but free, I don't know.
Okay.
Free pick, Magnifield, Higgsfield. Uh, Free pick just
Okay.
changed their name, but they create like good AI videos. I think Claude also does it. Um,
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
just sharing a few names. These create AI videos, but they are all paid platforms. I don't know if you can, generate one or
Okay.
two videos.
Okay.
Otherwise, you can ask the other members who are there in the hackathon. I think they have
Yeah.
created some
Yeah.
AI videos. You can ask them how they did it.
Okay. Okay. Great. And also, so I ask about, yeah. What about like this? Like eventually we have to like launch it on the product hunt. So I really don't know. Like I've never been there. So is when you launch it on the product hunt, do we have to have a good community there active? Because I made an account maybe like
Uh,
3 days
I'll pause
ago.
it there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm not the right person for that question.
Okay.
Uh,
Fine. It's okay.
yeah, so approach somebody from the team there.
Okay. It's okay. And also, like eventually, like after this hackathon, I do still want to grow this platform. So to me, I it's like a social good, platform to help the community and things like that. But at the same time, to make, to support it, to make it better, I need to monetize it. So what are the ways I can monetize this, platform?
Ways of monetizing it is that you are teaching about this in schools, in different sectors, and that is how you monetize it. Like you say, for example, you're going to take a workshop on Braille, just like a basic example.
Okay.
So that's how you monetize it. When you build a software, you monetize it by selling it to any company and being like, you don't have these accessibility features, but my software has, and if we integrate this in you, then anybody who comes to your website, no matter who that person is, they can access. And that is how you start monetizing it. So you need to actually start building something that you're pitching more than just in the screen, but it's, yeah.
Okay. Because I was thinking maybe like some sectors of the website you have to pay or something like that. Like maybe some lessons are free, then to see the rest you need to pay. Something like
Some
that.
lessons, see, initially you'll have to keep everything free because you're
Mhm.
building credibility. Even
Yeah.
if you're not keeping it free, it needs to be a very small price that you're putting at
Yeah.
it. Um,
Yeah.
but monetization over the time happens only when, like, you are providing services that nobody else is offering. And
Yeah.
if you're offering service, because right now you're if you're just going to give me articles on, this happens,
Mm.
I can also do that, right? I'm just not
Mm-hmm.
doing it. Just made a platform that is not claustrophobic, that is not cluttered, and it's giving me the right information that I need. But why
Yeah.
do I pay? So
Mm-hmm.
you need to create that method of customer retention of payment where
Mm-hmm.
you need to promote learning different languages, learning more about the process, and all of that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. That seems pretty interesting. Let me see my list of questions.
Okay.
Uh,
All good.
um, just one second.